let's talk about GG being the celebrity whore that he was. When I first met GG, we went to a lot of shows in Manchester. There was a club called the Casbah. The national bands played there. And when national bands played down there, who was down there with their camera and their black school notebook? Mr. GG Allin. I believe Joe Perry and Lita Ford played at the Casbah. And that's where he got those photos with them, at the Casbah. And I'm sure he got his notebook out to get autographs. GG was a 26-year-old grown-ass man, married even, and he had an autograph book. Almost like a 13-year-old tween today, with rich parents, taking her down to the meet and greets of Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. Oh, GG used to do this as a 26-year-old man, getting autographs and photos. He was obsessed with fame. Yes, he wanted to be the most outrageous punk rocker ever, which he still is. But above this, he craved the fame. I remember once Peter Tork of the Monkees was playing at the Club 28 in Hooksett, New Hampshire. Who was going to this show? Mr. GG Allin and Al Chappell. I've seen photographs of them with Peter Tork, but I couldn't find them online. I'll tell you what, I was never a big fan of the Monkees TV show. The only good thing about that show? Two things. The car and the theme song. I'm going to watch one of these fake band sitcoms. I'm going to watch The Partridge Family. At least you could fantasize about Laurie Partridge playing with your organ. Another great one was the old Tiny Tim. GG went to see Tiny Tim at this place on 2nd Street. It was a classy place for Manchester, everybody thought. You know why? Because it had a big-ass aquarium in there with tropical fish. Old Tiny. He was famous in the late 60s. He got married on The Tonight Show, and 40 million people watched. He was 37 years old, and he married a 17-year-old hippie chick. Man, those were the days. But after all these hippies got off their acid trips and came down, they heard his music and said, "What the hell is this shit?" Old Tiny's career went down in the toilet. I remember being a kid hearing that Tiptoe Through the Tulips and saying, "What the hell is this shit?" Well, back in the 80s, Old Tiny would play these little bar restaurant places. And he wasn't tiny anymore. He weighed like 3 or 4 bills. Imagine that ukulele in his hands. Must have looked like a wooden spoon with 4 strings on it. And Old Tiny, I don't even think he played for money at the end. He was playing for a ribeye steak, baked potato with sour cream, side salad, and a slice of hot apple pie, a la mode. GG always went to see Tiny when he played in Manchester. GG was obsessed with being famous. This should prove it to you. All these pictures with his celebrities. He loved that stuff.